So in this segment, we're going to be talking about Rishi, sick note Sunak, taking digs at, people that have disabilities and have mental illnesses that, stop them from working. And this is probably one of the most abhorrent Tory attacks, but this is what they always go back to when all else fails. Blame foreigners and blame people they claim are, quote, economically inactive, even though it's not their fault, but the Tories don't care. We'll talk about workhouses and stuff in a bit, because that's relevant.
I will never dismiss or downplay the illnesses people have. We need to be more ambitious about helping people back to work, and more honest about the risk of over-medicalising the everyday challenges and worries of life.
Who is he to speak about over-medicalising the everyday worries and challenges of life? Like, what struggles has he had to face? As, the son of, rich people marrying into a rich family as well. Like, what are these challenges he's had to face? What does he know about mental health struggles and things like that? Not saying rich people can't have them, but what does he know about it? What gives him medical expertise to say people are being over-medicalised? Where's his source? Where's his evidence?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
This is what I'm saying. What's he got? Nothing. Marina Perkins saying, never mind tax avoiders and fraudsters who cost us billions and billions. Let's go after the sick and disabled. This is what I'm saying. Stuff like this. There's a few more as well. Francis Ryan saying there's no such thing as a sick note culture. There is a record high NHS waiting list, crippling housing costs, widespread food poverty, stagnant wages and inadequate benefit rates, a broken social care system, dire mental health services and closure of short starts. This is how you get into the situation we're in now. There isn't a sick note culture. It's people can't get the help they need, and so they go off work sick. It's not their fault. You broke the healthcare service. How do you think this would go? I think Sunak is scared.
The only thing the party has really left is a change of leader. We're 2 weeks away, I think, Sophie, from the big crunch moment. And on a WhatsApp group of sort of conservative commentators I belong to, I think the mood is sort of turning now, and people think that something is going to happen in 2 weeks. The local election results are probably going to be disastrous, particularly if Ben Houch and Anandi Street both lose their mayoralties. And I think either Rishi Sunak will initiate a sort of 1995-style back me or sack me leadership race and say we've got to end this speculation once and for all, or there will be a challenge. We're now, I think, partly with Mark Menzies' suspension, 52 MPs now.
We're talking about Menzies soon.
I need to trigger a leadership contest. I think very likely in 2 weeks' time we will have some kind of leadership contest in the Conservative Party, and I can...
And, I know people say what is wild if they change leader again, but, after you've gone past two, who cares at that point?
Hear Brenda from Bristol saying, no, not again. Not another...
That's a good reference, though.
But that is the mood in the Conservative Party at the moment. It's very, very febrile.
What, and you think Rishi Sunak could even trigger one himself?
I think it would be wise for him to do so, actually, because if he does, say, for example, want to hold on to the autumn, and this leadership issue is live, and it is live, we don't want to, or he doesn't want to spend the summer with this thing hanging over his head. Better to come out there and say, there is all this speculation, I want the parliamentary party to get behind me. And I think he should do that. And I think he will.
Doing that is a risky about this, doing a back me or sack me thing, because it does make his position look weak. If, you don't win a leadership, you don't win a vote of no confidence, not really.
He'll do that.
And would you want to see him replaced with one of these other contenders?
But personally, I think he should. I just don't think he can do politics. It's a big risk for the Conservative Party.
Yeah, he's saying that the Tories should pick Tom Tog on his hat, but that guy's washed. Rishi Sunak's wife gets another 10.5 million payout related to her contracts in Infosys, a tech firm that regularly receives government contracts. So this is one of the reasons why he'd stay in, because, as Prime Minister, I think he gets 130,000, but, their companies get massive payouts from the tax, thanks in part due to the taxpayer. This is one of the doctors backing the idea that it shouldn't be GPs doing the checks for sick notes. But again, we live in a country where GPs can be overruled by people at the job centre saying we do think you're fit to work. So for this GP to back it, I think is a bit out of touch, to be honest with you. Saying he would support other professionals taking on fit notes as it reduce their workload. But I don't think there would be properly trained people. When we look at the system around benefits in this country, it's a complete joke. A complete joke. And this is this is an embarrassing interview here from the Work and Pension Secretary.
% have been signed off by a GP. Do you think fewer than 94%? 94% have been signed off by a GP. Do you think
So she's talking about sick notes.
fewer than 94% should have been signed off by GPs?
I think many more people are able, with the right support...
No. That's not my question. My question is, because the point is that you're going to ask for other medical professionals, pharmacists, for example, to assess people for sick notes. Do you think of those 94% of people that were signed off, who asked to be signed off, do you think that there should have been some that weren't?
Well, I think I did answer your question, and I started to say that, yes, I think there are far more people who are currently being signed off, 11 million fit notes a year, who, with the right support, that we are going to be standing up through something called Workwell, as I've described.
No, I'm sorry, you're not answering my question. You're telling me about how you would like to encourage or help people who have been signed off to avoid being signed off. What I'm asking is, of the 94% who were signed off by GPs, do you think of those, some of those should not have been signed off?
Well, I've already said yes. I mean, there's a...
So there you go. He doesn't believe in what the doctors say. He doesn't believe in people that have actual medical qualifications to make the decisions on this. And, you know, he's kind of getting angry about it, even though, like, he didn't answer the question 3 times.
So then you don't believe that the GPs accurate... You don't believe that the GPs should have signed those people off? Therefore, the GPs aren't doing their jobs?
No, not at all. I think GPs are doing a fantastic...
He's flipped on that one real quick, 360.
Fantastic job, but we have to recognise that it's not just a GP interacting with somebody who's come in and has a particular medical issue. The bit that's been missing has been the work-related bit. So what we've got to move to, and this is why we have a call for evidence today, to ask lots of questions about what people think this should absolutely finally look like. What we've got to do is we've got to bring that work support into the conversation and provide it. That's the bit that's missing. So it's not criticising GPs in the least. What it's saying is that we need a more holistic approach to those that are currently going to their GP and are being signed off. And I think that will take the numbers down, but that will be to the good and the benefit of those people that will then benefit from staying in work and all the good things that work brings.
Oh, yeah, like what? Stress, anxiety, pain. You know, this idea that work's actually free kind of thing, mentality. I remember where I saw that one, and it was not a place you want to be in. But a point being is, like, he's saying, oh, the GPs are wrong, and that, you know, we are doing things to help people back into work, even though these are the people who are against working from home. So what are you specifically going to do to help people back into work and ask employers to be flexible? You haven't said, and I don't know if he was asked about it, but that's the next line of questioning, really. But, you know, this idea that it shouldn't be GPs making these decisions on are people fit to go back into work is complete nonsense. You need actual medical professionals to make these decisions. And the truth is they don't want that to happen. They're going to probably pay some dodgy company, probably a Tory stooge company, to make these decisions, honestly. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Rishi, sick note, Sunak, and I'll catch you in the next one.